Let's talk about the NAWCQ problem. Now make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So I was watching, and looking through some of the meta, watching, my friends' playtest, watching the resources that they're going through, and the NAWCQ seems like a garbage format. Now, I'm not just saying this, but let me explain why I'm not particularly crazy about this. It all has to do with Xena. The Xena twins, the Link 5, which is a foolish burial. The thing that I'm kind of watching these decks do right now is kind of the same thing that we saw out of the Kong's tournament. It's just how much of a discussion can we have with the different methods of fun that we can have with a potential foolish burial of anything from the deck. Oh, let's go through the examples of broken cards that are coming in right now. Archlord Christia, Floodgate, anti-special summon monster. Setting up on an incredibly big board that you're able to then go into the Charmer Link monster by pivoting into, and then as long as, remember, different, same attribute, different types, same type, different attributes for the Charmer to be able to resurrect that. So as long as you're able to get these bits and pieces set up, you can bring back the Christian. Then we had the Pharaonic Advent, which Foolish Burial, or, gets Foolish Burialed off of the Xena, Summon Skull, and it are able to bring itself back. And you go search for an anti-spell fragrance. There's also several other potential candidates that you're able to Foolish Burial for, just to be able to bring up on this. And the reason why I say that this isn't, going to be an exciting WCQ is, Light and Darkness. People are calling it the Rolad deck, Ritual of Light and Darkness Rolad. Rolad, I guess, is able to, as we saw through the Kong's tournament, still going to give credit where credit's due because it was the first list that I personally saw that was doing this. It showcased Firewall Dragon, Protect Code Talker, both being pieces that are able to do this. You fast forward through some of the other combo decks, and we're seeing other potential combo decks that are doing the same thing. If every Rolad deck is going to be looking to find, Pharaonic Advent and be able to get a Foolish Burial, or able to get a anti-spell fragrance into rotation, that's just not fun. If every other combo deck in the room, wants to get access into, the Floodgate stuff too, they can do it. It's just, from what I'm seeing here, trust me, John Cena's not anywhere in this room, all right? I see everything in here. Having all of these Floodgates and having every deck just pointing to the same unfair method and different thing, I don't know, man, it doesn't seem fun. Now, is there a possibility that this isn't going to stick around and it's an early fad? Oh, sure. Rolad just being able to do all these shenanigans post-side decking is crazy, but the other big thing that I think, one of the biggest changes we're seeing, and the set just dropped on Friday, we're already seeing people navigate away from the idea of playing the branded stuff. They're pivoting away from Fallen of White, and they're trying to go towards the Azamina package. Right now, Azamina just provides a better and more financially safe backing, right? Your whole goal is Dia Bellstar is just a free extender in combination with Mind Shuffle. All right, it generates a more advantage. Azamina, gives you cyclability, a draw package, gives you an Omni Negate. You get the chance to feel a little bit more safe. But also, on top of all of that, these extra combo lines open up the extra deck for you to explore and go down those more extensive combo lines so that you do feel more safe as you do kind of go down, those different little rabbit holes. So I understand why people are cutting out, more of the triple Fallen of White and the Ecclesia and just making room to go for the Azamina package. There was one list that came up in terms of discussion where they're playing just 2 Fallen of Light and one Incredible Ecclesia, just as a smaller access package for you to be able to get into. I think that that's not a terrible discussion point, honestly, especially when you're going into the side deck options. Maybe you want to side deck that small package. I mean, I also saw discussion about playing the 1 Fallen of Albaz, the 2 Fallen of White, and the 1 Incredible Ecclesia. That's fine too. It's the honestly, if you're choosing to play OG Fallen of Albaz, it just feels like more of a win more package. Also, side note back to Zena, when we are looking at the branded package, you can actually drop Albion out of the extra deck with Zena, as long as you take, 2 things that were summoned just on the field to be able to make it instead of linking from the hand. Yeah. Now we can bridge into the branded package because of Zena. Isn't that just crazy to think about, that one brand new card has just done this much? So let's recap so far. So Zena Twins is absurdly stupid. Multiple already exploited cards coming up into discussion for, the floodgates for that. Roll-Ads shifting from branded into the package of Azamina, which just makes more sense. So what in the world is everything else doing here? Alright. I have really not heard anything else, honestly. As we've mentioned in like the top deck profile, or the top 10 decks of the block, your wild card still remains the chess deck. I think, judging by what I'm seeing and testing in early discussions here from the meta, it looks like Roll-Ad is probably, it might actually be pushing for the top spot in the upcoming meta. Obviously, chess playing into the chess deck playing into Ritual of Light and Darkness is not a good matchup for it. And if more and more people are going to be playing this, it's going to be crazy. I have seen from more of the extensive testing from people, at least the people that are doing it, a lot of the groups a lot more of them genuinely believe in the Ritual of Light and Darkness Dragon deck, and they've been taking, steps back from Cool Tune. The other thing is, talking to one of my friends, and he said this, like, best way. He's like, I feel like Cool Tune is still probably the best deck in the room, because when the deck goes first, and, you're basically uninterrupted, I mean, who's really gonna push through that, Who's gonna be the cleanup to do that? And he's like, well, Cool Tunes just kind of sets up that unbreakable-esque board. Which feeds me into my next thought. If these decks are setting up Archlord Christias, they're setting up, all of these floodgate cards, alright? Gordian Slicer isn't going to stop you through anti-scam fragrance. You're not going to be able to do that. But at what point do we look at Sphere Mode over Lava Golem? I mean, a Sphere Mode out's an Archlord Christia. Lava Golem does not beat an Archlord Christia. I think the biggest untold thing going into this WCQ is going to be which of the board breakers, which of those choices, and in which scenarios that you see them are going to matter. I know people are going to bring in, they're going to roll in with the idea of Gordian Slice is going to be great, and then they're going to get, destroyed by anti-scam fragrance. People in Lava Golems are going to lose to, some other random counter pick. You might bring in Sphere Mode and your opponent doesn't put enough monsters on the field. There's a lot of balancing factors here that you are going to have to discuss and look at to make the absolute best calls for this event. I will not be at the WCQ this year. It's too far. I have too many other events coming up in the next couple weeks after the WCQ that I cannot justify it. And I'm sorry for that, to the people that wanted to see me. I was at YCS Columbus. I still would love Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't get me wrong. I mean, I talk about this game every single day. I analyze it. I enjoy the data. I love this game. But this is not a format I find myself particularly wanting to play super competitively. I am working on my Mind Shuffle deck, though. I told you guys I like that deck. Also, something to look for on the Saturday segments will be the evolution of the Going Second deck. because you're probably going to be seeing that for a little while. That deck is a lot of fun. But please, check out our friends down below. And you guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Stay safe. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.